crap, and welcome to the greatest podcast to ever have two French masked men hosted. That's fair,
that's what you said
right?
last week, too, but I would say the greatest podcast of all the
Ever,
times.
Of all the times,
I would say.
It's hosted by two French masked men.
Of all the
Of all
times.
time. And welcome to another edition of the Mack Cast. I want to thank the fans personally, the Mackanites out there, the Mackamaniacs.
How many names do we have for the
Two,
fans?
I think there's two
It's
of
just
them.
those two? Okay,
Yeah.
that's not bad. That's not
I
bad.
used to call you turd burglars, but that didn't test well with
The
audiences.
turd burglar days
You're like,
are
we
over
ain't
for us.
We ain't stealing your shit, you know what I mean?
But they are, Mac. They are.
But we'd like to thank you guys for watching. It's been going well. The Mack Cast is up and hot, baby. It's hot and ready.
It's hot
Right
and
out
ready,
the oven.
just like a Little Caesars pizza. We're all up in
Ooh.
your face, and it's way less than $5 for the Mack Cast.
Yeah.
Mac, it's free,
We deliver right to your ear hole.
right to your mom's bedroom,
Whoa. To the ear hole.
to your mom's ear hole.
her
Yes,
ear
she's
hole.
listening because she's a boomer.
Absolutely. Training number one, I just want to let's do it.
Oh, are we
brother.
doing
Let's get right into it.
We're starting off hot.
I poured a little French wine into your
a
glass.
little French wine,
and
clang
I'll
and bang.
clank. And here we go, baby.
Oh! Now, Mac,
No sipping on that one.
there was no.
Oh,
Mac is known to sip it on down with his shots. He usually does like half now, and then like
that is
20 minutes from now, he does half again.
That's some strong French wine. Training number one.
That's right.
Indeed.
Mac, so the last few weeks of the Mack Cast, we've kept things like we watched our least favorite matches.
Yes.
We did a little trivia competition between you and Trevor, which you won, by the way.
I sure did. I did. Indeed, training number one.
I was trying to do the.
You like the Rock? You want me to do it?
No, I was just raising your.
If you smell
I was raising your hand.
Oh,
in
because
victory,
I'm the
like,
winner.
yeah,
Oh, I
don't
thought you
know
were
what the hell
yelling at me about not
Microphone's-
talking into the mic.
Not yet. You're
Because that wouldn't happen. You know, that doesn't happen.
happens all the time.
Not
folks.
in my world, baby.
And then last week we watched The Backyard.
Mm-hmm. Fun. I had a good time.
It was an interesting watch. Always an interesting watch with The
It
Backyard.
was a learning experience.
Who learned
For sure.
from that? Was it you?
I did, yeah,
What did
yeah.
you learn?
How to do the wrist? How to whip a guy off the ropes?
Yeah.
Improperly.
Yeah,
You tuck him by his
Just
wrist.
pull the wrist real hard. Well, Mac, this week we're gonna get a little bit weird with it.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm always down.
You're down for weird.
You're
You're excited about weird.
Yes, I am very excited.
All right, so now I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever heard of the Mandela Effect?
Yeah, that's that guy that went to prison, that died in prison, right?
Nelson Mandela.
Nelson
yeah,
Mandela, yeah.
He didn't die in prison.
What? What are you talking about?
That's the whole point of the Mandela Effect. He came out, he was like pimping around, and then he died in like the 80s.
died, right?
He eventually died. Just
In
not
prison?
not in prison.
No.
He was a free man.
He
Mac.
lived multiple years after that?
Multiple years, and
Wow,
there
nice.
seems to be a little confusion about that kind of stuff.
I'm confused.
Always, right? I mean, when are you
I
not
think
confused?
I live in this Mandela world.
You live in the Mandela world.
think I do.
I don't know if you can use the Mandela Effect for your bad spelling and your poor math.
That's not me. That's the other Monster Mac living in the Mandela world.
Universe 2A.
You
right?
think I was bad at spelling, but I'm really
Not
not.
this
I'm
guy.
really good at it.
He's spelling everything properly in,
Yes.
in the Nelson Mandela
And
world.
no, in this world.
In this world, yes.
Whatever world we're living in, apparently there's two. Let me explain the Mandela.
You're gonna explain it to me.
Effect you.
I'm fucking sold. Yes.
Apparently there's multiple dimensions.
Way
that
more
we
than
live
two.
in.
Way more than two.
There's multiple, like four,
Unlimited.
right?
Unlimited dimensions.
What? Your mic's not working
No,
anymore.
my mic works great.
So there's multiple dimensions that we live in, and as time goes on, these dimensions clash into each other like worlds
yep,
collide.
yep.
You ever heard that song?
Yeah.
Worlds collide.
you-
That song's about the Mandela Effect.
Is that a
Bet you didn't
Mandela
know
Effect?
that.
I didn't know that. That's a Mac fact. if
So
I've
these
ever heard one.
worlds are colliding, and like multiple different realities seep into our reality
And little sprinkles.
in little sprinkles.
Sprinkles of the alternate reality.
And possibly confuse the shit out of us. You know what I mean?
Is that the point of the Mandela Effect?
I have no idea, my friend.
You don't even
It's
know.
real and it's happening every single day.
All right, so I've pulled up a video
Yes.
of the WWE Mandela Effect.
Whoa. It's WWF, my friend.
It was WWF. I'm sure
That's
some
the
of these.
Mandela Effect.
That's not the
Linking
Mandela
into
Effect.
your
That
brain.
was they just changed the name of the company because they got
Okay,
sued by pandas.
Damn pandas.
Damn pandas. But before we get into the WWE ones, now I'm gonna tell you right now. Even though I came up with this topic and I wanted to have this discussion, I don't believe in any of this shit.
No.
Like 0%. And pro wrestling is the reason why I know it's not real.
Then if you don't believe in that shit, then why did they change the name to the Bernstein Bears to the Bernstein?
We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about that.
That's not even a name.
Before we deep dive into the WWE pro wrestling Mandela Effect, we're gonna talk about some of the more popular real life Mandela
I think that's
effects.
the most popular one. I
the
know about
Berenstain
it.
and the Berenstein.
Yeah, the Bernstein Bears.
So what is your what is your take on this?
They're a bunch of religious bears, and they like to eat
No,
porridge.
I know. Do they like to eat porridge, or is
think they
that
do.
the three bears?
All bears love porridge.
Every bear. If
Whether
you put
it's hot or
porridge out,
cold.
if you put porridge out, the bears are gonna eat the shit.
That's a Mandela Effect right there, is it?
You can't just say something
Just say
and just say that it's a Mandela effect.
Effect.
That's not how it
I'm
works.
pretty sure that bears love porridge, though. Do you know if that's true?
I don't know if that's
See,
true.
that's a Mandela Effect.
I don't-
Someone thinks it's true.
Yeah,
I do.
you, right? Yeah. But, so I guess that's a Mandela effect. Yeah,
Absolutely.
We're figuring it out, folks. We're figuring out what a Mandela
What are
effect
some of the
is.
most popular ones, right?
All right, so
the damn movie,
Berenstain
people
and
say.
hold on.
Okay, yeah, that's the one of them.
Berenstain and Berenstein
Right,
bears.
right.
What is your thought behind this? Did you just not know how to say that? Well, I know when I was a
owned
kid,
the
I
cup.
had those books.
I didn't
had
know
those
about
books.
the books. I owned the cup. It was like a mug
Yeah,
that
yeah.
had these religious bears on it.
Well, you keep
That's
going to
right.
religious bears. Are they
I heard
religious
they were
bears?
Christian bears. Yeah. they
I
were
don't know.
nice
What is a Christian
bears.
bear? Do they pray to a bear god?
Yeah, I believe so, dude.
That doesn't sound very Christian,
I
praying
didn't
to a
read
bear
the books.
god.
I just had a coffee mug on with them on. You seem to
Yeah, I
have-
had the books. I don't remember ever there being very Christian-y.
But is it Bearstein or Bearstein?
Here's my issue with it. When I was a little kid, I didn't know how to say that name. So I probably said it
Right.
1,000 different ways.
So you read it wrong.
Right, and so I think that when I grew up and I was saying Berenstein Bears instead of Berenstain Bears or whatever way I was saying it, it's just I don't want to say racism, but like I didn't know how to say those words.
I always thought it was Bearstain Bears.
The Bearstain Bears.
Because of the coffee. I was always staining everything with the coffee cup. You know what I mean?
I don't know
Every
what
time
you
I
mean.
spill-
I don't know what you
It
mean.
was a very stained coffee cup as well.
But
That's
so
one of them, though.
that's one of them, Mac, and I got a list here.
Oh, do you?
I got a list, yeah.
But thank God someone came prepared.
So now we're gonna look at the infamous Star Wars quote.
Really?
Yep, everybody says, Luke, I'm your father, but in reality the line is, Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your
Yeah,
father.
yeah, right.
No, I am your father.
I remember getting the tip off. Someone told me that's not what it was. I was running around saying, Luke, I'm your father. Hey, Luke, I'm your father.
Hey, Luke, over there! You, over there, Luke!
Yeah.
I'm
Hey,
your
Luke.
pop!
Yeah, exactly. And someone was like, no.
Those
No,
aren't...
no.
no.
That's not how it goes. And then when they taught me that knowledge, right?
Yeah.
I told everyone, no.
So you became the
I
no-knower.
became that guy, yeah. I was like, actually, you know. But it's funny because that one really took off because if you see any time they reference that
Star
movie,
Wars or anything. Yeah. It's Luke,
it was
I am your
always
father.
Luke, I am your father. You could
Well,
get your T-shirt.
So here comes my theory on that, right?
Right.
So I understand it was popular at the time, right, everybody? But if you just go around going, I'm your father.
Obi-Wan Kenobi never told you.
No, I am your father. No, you had to say Luke so people knew what you
Yeah.
were talking about.
Connected to
right?
Star
You connected
Wars,
to
right?
Star Wars. And it becomes Luke, I am your father. But again, I'm no scientist. I have nothing to do with the Large Hadron Collider and some of the reasons maybe that these universes
Wait,
are colliding.
What about that movie Shazam that no one believes is real? What about that movie? 'Cause,
Shazam versus Kazam, right? So here's my Mandela effect. I thought Sinbad was on hanging with Mr. Cooper. Turns out, not him at all.
that wasn't him.
That's not a Mandela effect. That's just me having a shitty memory.
that guy, the guy from Hanging with Mr. Cooper, is in that Shazam movie.
No. You're confused. You're talking about Sinbad. You're talking about Sinbad is not in that movie. Sinbad is he's in First Kid.
Yeah.
That's a movie that Sinbad's in.
He's in Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger. That movie was dope.
Yep. He's in a bunch of movies. You know what? One of them's not, Mac? Shazam.
Shazam's
or
not
Kazam.
a movie.
Or Blazam.
Wait a minute. There was definitely a movie with the genie.
I know a bunch of people that we know that are our friends. Are Shazam they're Shazam confirmers.
Shazam confirmed.
They confirmed Shazam. They said they grew up with it, that they watched it, that they can tell you the whole story. But here's my thing: nobody can ever tell you what the fuck the story is.
Yeah.
Oh, a kid finds a genie bottle and he's got 3 wishes. Yeah, and
then he meets Shaquille O'Neal.
He has some short. Right? No, yeah, exactly. That's one of the wishes is to meet Shaquille O'Neal, and bam, there he is, Mac.
I thought it was like one of them last dying wishes. He's sick and
like he's like a Make-A-Wish kid. You're saying
Make-A-Wish,
he's a Make-A-Wish kid.
He wanted to meet a genie who was also played by Shaquille O'Neal.
So one of the next ones, Mac. So that movie's not real.
Which one?
Either of them. Fuck it.
Jingle All the Way?
Jingle All the Way is not a real film. I don't care what anybody says.
What a Mandela Effect, Trainee.
This one is the only one. This is the only Mandela Effect that gets me like a little bit.
Like it might be
like
true?
Like a smidge. I don't know. Maybe that at night. Not that it might be true, but like a smidge of like makes me question reality a little bit.
Yeah.
It's the Fruit of the Loom cornucopia.
Okay. I've heard of this.
Now it's like a cornucopia behind some fruit, and that was the Fruit of the Loom logo. And they said that it's never been that. It's always just been a pile of random fruits.
Right.
And no cornucopia has ever existed in the scenario.
You're talking about all them dudes in them tighty whities, right?
The tighty whitey dudes.
Chisel
Yes.
dabs.
You're talking about Calvin.
Guys.
You're going Calvin Klein. I can't remember any Fruit of the Loom commercials where dudes were just
just walking around in their tighty whitey underwear,
oiled up in their tight. No.
Yeah.
No,
abs look great.
Yeah. Thank God you're wearing those Fruit of the Looms, and then the Fruit of the Loom logo swishes by
with the cornucopia.
With the cornucopia.
What is a cornucopia?
It's like a wood stick circle thing that holds fruits. Like you shove like a bunch of like.
And they're made out of plastic, right? And they have all that.
Well,
plastic fruit in there.
yes.
And you put them out during Thanksgiving.
That is a cornucopia that you would see. Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Now,
not real. Absolutely not real. It's made out of plastic.
That one might be real.
Styrofoam as well. The fruits.
The fruits are definitely not real. And then we got the Monopoly Man and his monocle. You must be the Monopoly Man.
The Monopoly Man does have a monocle.
He does not have a monocle.
What the heck are you talking about?
There is no monocle on Rich Uncle Pennybags.
Pennybags? Yes.
Pennybags.
That's his official name.
Rich Uncle Pennybags. You don't know about Pennybags, bro?
Yeah. He must have a lot of pennies if he's rich.
Well, he's got a lot of bags.
Especially with inflation.
I don't know what that means.
There's no such thing as the penny anymore. They're getting rid of it, guy.
I don't.
It's out of production. Did you hear?
Well, are they going to pull the pennies that are already in circulation?
No, they're sticking.
Well, then the pennies are going to be around forever because nobody
until enough get thrown into the wishing
well.
well.
Right. Yeah. And then but then what happens to those? People are going to scoop them out of the wishing well and then cash them in. They're still legal, Tim. Don't let the penny propaganda.
Hey, 5 years from now, guy.
Don't let the penny propaganda fool you. Yeah, it'll still be here. You'll be paying in pennies 5 years from now.
Penny propaganda, he says. Don't listen to this guy.
And then I think there's like 2 more like really popular.
Yeah.
There's a whole gang of really popular ones.
That's because we're living in an ultimate reality. Not an alternate reality, an ultimate reality.
So like where the ultimate warrior resides, we're living in that reality.
Yeah, parts unknown, of course.
Parte unune.
Yes.
And so here's one. It's again right up your alley.
Yeah, right.
C-3PO and his silver leg. Ooh.
Oh, dude, I seen that trading card with his penis. The CPO.
That is not the Mandela Effect.
C-3PO
They definitely made a weird C-3PO trading card where something looked like a robot dong for sure. Yeah.
Seen that, right?
I've for sure seen that. That's not the
Mandela
Mandela
real,
Effect.
apparently.
No, that's real. That's real.
Mandela Effect. You're trying
The robot peni is real, and that's. We're not talking about that. We're talking about how throughout the whole movie he's all gold except he has one silver leg. I think from like the kneecap down.
He does. He has a silver leg.
All right. Oh,
I agree with you.
He does. He does. Fuck it.
At one point, it's red in the prequels, I believe. They turn it red just to push the fact, you know?
But, you know,
this guy, he has multiple different legs.
C-3PO's pimping around.
Yeah.
He's walking on sand a lot. What color sand? It's like yellow, tan, right? It's like reflecting off of... It's reflecting off of the silver, and it looks like he's pimping around with all gold.
All gold,
yeah.
right? Because it's reflecting off the sand.
The sand and, like, other yellow and gold-like things that he's walking on throughout the movie. You know, and
also the bad
when you see, I was gonna say, when you watch movies in the 70s and the 80s, the first time I watched Star Wars was on VHS tape.
Yeah.
So, like, who knows what color his whole body was. He looked gold to me.
Not until they released it on DVD where George Lucas added all them, like, weird special effects, and they turned CP3PO's leg a normal color.
Is that what they did? You're saying that it's not a Mandela effect, that it's a...
it's special effects, yeah.
George Lucas effect.
That
it's
he
a Lucas
hooked him
effect.
up with a silver leg.
We got Chick-fil-A versus Chick-fil-A, which is like the spelling of Chick-fil-A.
Delicious.
Not going to talk about that. Curious George's tail. Apparently, people think Curious George had a tail.
Curious George, what, the monkey?
The monkey, yeah, with the guy in the yellow.
Tail. He's a goddamn monkey.
No tail. The kind of monkey he is doesn't have a tail. Yeah, no, they didn't cut it off.
Good God.
But and then we got Looney Tunes versus Looney Tunes. Tunes, Tunes versus
Dude, you
Tunes,
just said Looney Tunes twice.
I know I did. And this one, Jif versus Jiffy peanut butter.
It's Jif peanut butter.
You wouldn't like Jiffy. It ain't got no nuts.
There's no nuts?
There's no nuts. I mean, you can get it crunchy, I guess. You can get it extra crunchy.
So you got a smooth and a crunchy.
Yeah. So there's the Mandela effect about that, whether or not you can get smooth or crunchy peanut butter from Jiffy.
Yeah.
But so that's pretty much all of the really popular ones. I'm glad you brought up the Shazam Kazam, because that wasn't in my list.
That's a popular one.
That's a very popular one. I agree.
Remembered.
That's how you remembered what?
That the Mandela Effect exists.
That it exists. Okay.
That we're living in an ultimate reality.
We're living in a reality so
reality.
ultimate that we're able to talk about this.
Alternate reality.
An ultimate reality.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
So not only is it an alternate reality, but it's like...
I'm glad I got you here.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for, my friend.
Otherwise, people would think I'd be saying ultimate reality.
That's what I thought you were saying at first, if I'm being honest. But here we are. So we're gonna start a little pro wrestling.
Yes.
Hey, you wanna pour these on?
The Mandela Effect is sleeped. What is it? Sneaked.
I don't know what the hell you're trying to say.
Into the wrestling world.
Snuck?
It's sleeped. How do you like your pour off a rock? You know what I mean? Like dripping stuff. Sleeped.
I don't know. This is another Mandela Effect. You're making up words I've never heard before.
You know what I'm saying? No one.
Who?
Absolutely no
You're
one
asking
listening
Trevor?
knows what I'm saying.
Nobody ever knows what you're saying.
Damn, that's a Mandela Effect right there.
That is not a Mandela Effect, my friend. Pour up those shots.
Pour up another shot of French wine.
So I was mentioning before that Pro Wrestling Mandela Effects is how I know Mandela Effects are not real. Because I have what they like to call autism brain for when it comes to pro wrestling.
You got the good autism brain.
Yeah. And I
got the bad.
I have a lot of dates and memories and exact moments and years like all of these things that are all just burned in my brain. So when they do a wrestling Mandela Effect, I'm always just like, no, that's not true.
Wait a minute.
That's not true. They're just misremembering that shit.
You're saying you never ever remembered it that way?
Which way?
The right way.
No, I always remember it the right way. I always remember it the right way. The Mandela Effect is the wrong way, is what I'm saying.
How do you know it's not an alternate reality? Sneeping. That's not the word.
Then why, if the ultimate reality was sneaking into this reality, why wouldn't everybody? Why only some people remember it the wrong way or the right way? Why isn't it just everybody? Why do some people come in from the alternate universe too?
I don't know, brother. Not sure.
You brought it up. I'm asking a real question. You got no answers for me. You also have questions. I said I didn't believe in this shit.
I say I do, and I'm living in that reality right now.
Well, I guess you poured the fullest shot I've ever seen in my life.
Sip that one.
Holy cow!
I can't even pick it up.
Yeah, hold on. Let him sip that first. Let me get mine out of the way. Put the mic next to your face so it makes a slurp noise. Slurping whiskey, the Undertaker would be proud, my friend. Gargle that shit.
I can't.
You can't gargle it.
I can't do
All right. Well, I'll take that shot for you. Oh, he's back. All right, folks.
Woo.
We are gonna, Trevor. If you want to hop in, Trev, and sit down on the side of Mac there, you can.
Hey,
Fix
special
your cape.
guest,
Fix your cape there.
Pants, come on down. Oh, you want some cape room? Do you have enough cape room?
I have plenty of cape room.
Hey, get your cape out of my pocket. I mean, the other way around.
I don't know what any of that means, but we're gonna hit play now on a little bit of pro wrestling. I think this one's called 23 minutes of WWF Mandela Effects. You can watch it on YouTube.
Right.
You can watch along. You can watch it in the corner of the screen right here.
Shout out to
And,
whoever put this video.
Shout out to whoever did this, and we're gonna hit play right now.
Have you ever been 100% sure something happened in WWE?
I'm never
only to
100%
find
sure
out
that something
it
happened
never
ever.
did?
Never mind in
Or maybe
WWE.
a moment you swore
talking about
was
just life
different
in general.
just doesn't match the same footage anymore. Well, that's the Mandela
Still going to
Effect.
shoulder tackle.
When
Yeah.
entire groups of people remember something one way, but reality says otherwise.
Does the Mandela
In this
Effect
video,
have a
we're
lot
gonna
to do
look
with
at
botching?
WWE
'Cause
Mandela
that's what
Effects
it seems
that
like.
will
I
make
mean,
you question your
maybe the
wrestling
Mandela Effect
memory.
seems to have a
So
lot
get
to do
ready,
with
because
people just
nothing in
misremembering
WWE
shit.
is ever quite
Yeah.
what it seems.
Figure out the hard way that the bloodline is stronger than the club.
Not true.
Most fans
That's the Mandela
associate
Effect,
the
is whether or not
bloodline
the
with
bloodline of the
Roman
club was
Reigns and his
stronger.
heel turn in 2020. The moment that he
Is this
reinvented
Mandela Effect number one? I
himself
think we
and
started. I
aligned
think
with
we're
the
in.
Usos to dominate WWE. Some people even believe the name was coined by wrestling fans online long before the turn actually
So the
happened.
Mandela Effect
There's
here is
even
that the
fans who
bloodline
believe that
isn't a new
WWE
thing,
took the
that
idea
they use
for
the
Reddit.
term the
But here's
bloodline
twist.
Bloodline
That
in
fashion
2016,
name, it's not
and
new.
in
It's
my
been around
defense,
since
who
at
gives a
least
shit?
2016, right after WrestleMania.
Whether or not
32,
he
Roman
randomly
Reigns
called
entered
his
a
cousins
feud
the
with AJ
Bloodline.
Styles, and that rivalry
saying
quickly
I don't
escalated
think it's-
into
yeah,
a
I-
full-blown faction war.
Probably, right?
Styles brought in
Happened.
Gallows and Anderson, his Bullet Club backup, while
And for Roman
got
to just call him
support
the
from
Blood- it's not really
Usos.
that
During this
confusing of
time,
a-
the WWE
That belt
didn't
is
just
upside
loosely
down.
group
It
them
never
together.
happened.
They
That's the
explicitly
Mandela Effect
marketed
right
the
there,
trio
whether or
as the
not he held the
Bloodline
belt
on
the
TV
proper way.
and social
Oh, you can look it up on
media.
YouTube
That
and
the
find out that the
bloodline
bloodline is real.
stronger.
Yeah, it is
The
real.
three
It
were
happened
also
in
featured again in
2016.
late 2000.
Trevor, how do you feel about,
reinforcing the idea that the family
Mandela
unit
Effects,
and
buddy?
the name were already in motion well before the
I'm sure they
tribal chief
exist.
era
You think
ever
they
began.
exist. You're
on
So
Team
no, this
Mandela.
timeline
Dude,
didn't start
2 against
in
1.
2020,
Yeah, but,
and
you know,
fans
does the
didn't come
one
up with
have
the
more
name. It
knowledge
really
than the
began
two?
in 2016,
No,
when
right?
nobody was really paying attention. Fans
tough
have
to
been
say.
butchering Mr.
Here we go, we're
Perfect's
going
name
Mandela
for
Effect number
decades.
2.
Let's clear this
It's about
up
Mr.
once
Perfect,
and
one of
for
our,
all. His
our
name
favorite
was
wrestlers.
Kurt Hennig.
His name
Not
is
Kurt
Kurt
Hennig
Hennig,
made
not
his
Kurt
WWE
Henning.
debut
Dude, he
back
just
in
said it,
January
Kurt Hennig.
1982.
No, he was showing the
and
Hennig was
later
wrong.
known as Mr.
You see the way he threw that
But
pen?
For some reason,
And he caught it, right, that's
overwhelming
perfect.
number of fans
The way he
and
slapped that
even
gum,
wrestlers
perfect.
and
Yeah, yeah.
commentators
He
have
nailed the gum
spent
shot
years
every single
mispronouncing
time.
and
That's a fact.
misspelling his last
Is it a
name.
fact, or is
Whether
it
it's
Yeah,
every
never
single
missed,
time that he was
Joe.
on
Never once
television?
missed.
a
Trevor.
collective confusion. Kurt
Trevor
Hennig
agrees.
somehow
You
became
guys-
a widely accepted version of his
Yeah,
name,
sure
despite
did.
it being
Kurt
completely
Hennig,
wrong.
IG, no
It's one of the
N.
most
See that?
persistent
Hennig.
Mandela effects
So what
in
did they- did
wrestling,
his-
and it's perfectly
The
incorrect.
backup
His
guy,
name
the
is
guy who
truly
does
Kurt
the
Hennig,
graphics
not
at the
Henny.
title card
A
just
super
messed up
kick
and
through
forgot
the
the A-
window,
the G?
not quite.
No, the G
It's one
was
of the most
always there.
shocking betrayals in
that what
WWE.
It's the
happened?
N that's
The
missing.
moment
What happens
the
in the indies all the
Rockers
time?
started
We're
in
moving
the
quick here.
barbershop
You want me to
and
pause, or
Vince
are we
Vince
rolling
Vince
through
Vince
this?
We're
Vince
just gonna
Vince
roll
Vince
through
Vince
this.
Vince super kick
This is
to
gonna
Marty
be,
Jannetty
this is
as
the
that
super kick
sent
through
him
the barbershop
crashing through the
window.
glass
Oh my God,
window
he just super
in
kicked him
one
through the
smooth
window.
motion.
Not what happens,
But here's
folks.
The thing.
We just
That's
seen it,
not
guy.
what happened.
That was some,
Yes,
slick
Michaels
editing.
did
Here's
hit
the real
super
shot.
kick,
Boom.
but Jannetty did not
Takes
go
the bump
flying
on the floor.
Whoa, wait a
through
minute.
because of it. Sean actually threw
That's some
him through
action
the glass
figures. Oh,
afterwards.
And then
God.
throws him
Over
through
time,
the
two
window.
actions
The reason
have been
I
merged in
remember
the minds of
it's
fans,
specifically like
turning
this
a
is because of a
two-step
Bobby
fall
Heenan
into
line.
one
Where
brutal,
Bobby Heenan says that
seamless
Jannetty
moment.
threw
It's still
himself through the
iconic.
window
It's just not exactly
to try
how
to
you
escape the
remember
Shawn
it.
Michaels
While we're
turn.
clearing things up, let's talk about the commentary of this
Very-
moment.
such a
Right
heel
after the
comment.
betrayal,
What a funny,
Bobby
like,
Heenan
did you see that
famously
camera
joked
angle of
saying
Michael
that
Cole and
Jannetty
Pat
tried to
McAfee? It was
dive
like
through the
very,
window to escape.
like a cell phone shot from underneath the announcer's booth.
That
This is
is
very
when
odd.
Gorilla Monsoon fired back instantly.
Gorilla
with the
Monsoon
line
in this
saying,
piece.
"Are you blind?"
What's the Mandela about him? Oh, he's just talking.
But some fans
Look,
swear
see.
they remember
Dude,
Monsoon yelling, "Will you stop?" which was his trademark
Oh,
phrase.
this is a dumb one. You just remembered him saying, "Will you stop?" which is shit he said all the time.
That line was a
Get outta
Monsoon
here.
classic, but
Will
it's
you
not the
stop?
one that he used in this
That's his
scenario.
catchphrase, right?
This is just
Right,
another
because he
moment
said
where
something
the
different
memory
there. People
doesn't
were like,
quite
"No,
match
he
the
said, "Will
footage,
you stop?"
but it
when
still lives
Heenan
rent-free
said
in wrestling
he was jumping out the
history.
window.
Kane had one of the most unforgettable debuts in WWE history.
This one pisses me
It was
off.
Bad Blood in Your House in 1997. The lights dropped.
Here
the
comes
organs
Big
hit,
Daddy
and out
Kane.
walks Effect, a mask monster led by Paul Bearer, standing face
Now,
to
who was
face
the
with
one who made the call
Undertaker
about
during the first ever Hell in a Cell
Kane
match.
making his debut?
And that's
Who
when
was
you
it that
heard
was
this.
yelling?
It was Vince, right? That's gotta be Kane.
You can hear it in your head.
No.
Right?
You're
Most
correct. No,
fans
it was
would
Vince.
Swear that the iconic
And the
call
Mandela Effect is
Jim
that people
Ross, who was the
remember
voice of so
Jim
many
Ross
legendary
yelling it, but
moments.
it's not even
But
like
here's
Jim
the
Ross's
twist.
cadence.
This one was not
You know what I mean?
JR,
Like, that
it
is such a
was actually
Vince.
Vince
That's
McMahon.
gotta be Kane. That's such a Vince way.
Yeah, I would definitely see that. I had recently watched the
In the final
clip,
stretch
so I
of
knew
his
that
time as a
for
full-time
fact.
commentator,
You know it was Vince that did it for a
McMahon
fact.
was the one who
did.
shouted out that
I
spine-tingling
pulled that
line
clip
as
recently.
Kane ripped the cell
You
door
pulled it
off
where?
its hinges.
For one of
It's
my-
one of those
one of
moments
the,
where the
YouTube
memory
videos.
has been rewritten by years
Yeah,
of
Christmas
association.
box.
YouTube.com/The Monster Mack Show.
It's gotta
so
be
our brains just
Kane.
fill in the blank. But give credit where it's due. Vince absolutely nailed that delivery of that
Yeah,
line.
yeah, he killed
The
it. Vince is the
legend
man.
Known as
Speaking of
Kane,
Kane, what's the deal with the green
What about
gear?
Green Kane?
Turns
How do you
out
feel
it
about
never
Green
existed.
Kane?
For years, a strange photo has made the
That
rounds.
You have
any-
online,
you have any-
right?
no, it did not.
Supposedly
'Cause I don't
was
know, that
wearing
looks
green
real
gear during his
Photoshopped.
tags and
Yeah,
wrestling
that looks
X-Pac
Photoshopped for
in the
sure,
late
though.
90s,
I
and
feel
some
like the
fans
Green
even
Kane
swear
thing was
they
just
remember
like,
seeing
I feel like
him
that was
wear
like a
it live,
rumor
but the
spread
truth
throughout
is,
like
it
middle
never
schools and
happened.
like high schools
Kane
and
himself
shit.
shut down the rumor.
We
Did you
didn't
see
have
that
the
Kane?
technology
On the
back
October
then to
19th
like just
Look it
easily
up and, yeah.
look it up. You
Bump
know,
when
you
he
had to
made it
record it
crystal
on the
clear.
VHS
There
tape.
is no green gear. There was never going to be
Never.
any green
There
gear.
was
and
never
there
gonna be a
will
green Kane.
gear.
No
Kane's
green
red
Kane
and black
gear
all
was
the way,
made.
man.
How long
That's one of
was
those
Kane
deals
in
that
DX?
He wasn't in.
that
He never
sparked
was.
on the
He never
internet,
was in
and that's the
DX.
first time I'd ever
He was
seen
like
it. When
affiliated
people
with them
started
for a
talking
little
about
bit there. Like they
green
were
Kane,
homies.
like,
Why
you
the
know,
hell would he
part
have
of
green
DX,
gear
I'm
then,
going,
you
yeah,
know?
Exactly.
That was, to my knowledge, that was
Exactly.
never even discussed.
That would have been dope.
Now he's
though.
a goddamn
Red
governor.
Machine,
He's
the
he's
iconic
like running
red
a
and
state
black
somewhere.
look was the one non-negotiable aspect
From
of
May
his character,
17th, where he
and any green
killed that
renderings
girl in a
out
car
there are
accident.
simply
You remember
fan-made
the date,
edits
huh?
or
It might not be the
photoshops
actual
gone
date. I
viral.
may
It's a
have just made up
textbook
the
Mandela
May
effect.
17th.
I think it was in
False
May,
memory
though,
repeated
so
so
that's
many
close
times
enough.
that it became
Thanks, buddy.
real.
Remember the
But
month,
this
Trevor.
one came straight from the source, and he's not seeing
I think it was
green.
19.
Chris
Maybe, I don't
Jericho's
know.
Millennium
Okay, here we go. We got a
Countdown
Jericho
wasn't as long
Mandela.
as you think. Y2J's arrival in WWE is remembered as one of the most hyped debuts of the Attitude
Oh, yep,
Era.
definitely.
As the lights dimmed, a mysterious countdown hit
I
zero,
was psyched.
and out comes Chris Jericho.
Millennium Countdown.
who
Everybody
interrupted
knew it was
none
Jericho,
other than
too.
The Rock.
Yeah.
Nobody.
It was the
There was no
kind of
question
entrance
of whether or
that
not it was
instantly
Jericho.
stamped Jericho
Was that
as
the
a
Mandela
big
No, no.
event.
The
Many
Mandela
fans
effect was
believe
that
this
it
countdown
took
to Millennium
it took
lasted for months
it
or
was
years, when in
shorter
reality,
length of
only
time.
ran for 6 weeks.
The countdown
clock
was.
first appeared
People
on
remember
the
it being
June
months
20th
and months
episode
long,
of
but
Raw
in
yeah,
reality it was like 6
1999,
weeks.
and Jericho
But
made
like,
his
I
debut
gotcha.
exactly
who remembers
6
that
weeks
shit?
later on
Like, who's
August
arguing
9th.
that?
That's it.
Like, no, that wasn't a
multiple
6-week
months build-up,
countdown.
no
That was a
slow
9.5 week
just a
countdown.
6-week
Get the fuck
tease
outta
that
here.
stuck
Who's-
in our
who's
minds
arguing
like it
that?
lasted
9
a
months for
lifetime.
Jericho.
So why do
Right,
fans
yeah,
remember
yeah.
it being so much longer? It's
A
simple.
6-week
Jericho used
countdown
the
is
countdown
a
gimmick
long-ass
multiple times
time.
over the years, whether
Like,
it was
Jesus
his original
Christ.
debut, one of his
Now, what was
dramatic
it? It was
returns,
just the
or even a
countdown?
few
Did they
trolling
show any
It's like
other
countdown to the
that
new
led to
millennium.
nothing.
Countdown to the millennium.
Countdown to Y2J became part of his
Jericho
brand,
Millennium.
and like a lot of
Yes.
good branding, it blurred the
Jeremanium.
lines between memory
that what
and
they call it?
reality.
I have no idea.
It's just
I
another
may
case
have
where
made
the
that
clock
up.
ran shorter than
That's
our
the
nostalgia says it
Mandela
did.
effect right there.
Do you remember CM Punk's
Uh-oh, we
promise
got a-
to
we got
bring
a
back
CM
the ice
Punk
cream
one.
bars? Well, they
The
actually
Mandela effect was
never
whether or
came
not he
back,
was really
at
friends
least
with
not
Colt
during
Cabana the whole
summer of
time.
Punk. It was
Is
2011,
that a
and
joke?
CM
No,
Punk
that's a joke,
was
yeah,
at the
yeah.
top of the wrestling
I think
world.
he was, right?
Yeah, yeah, he was
All the
definitely at
eyes
one
on
point
him,
or another. He
and
was
we got
friends
the
with Colt
magical
Cabana.
pipe bomb. That would later turn
This
into
was
the
about,
infamous
ice cream
walkout
bars,
with
I
the
think.
WWE Championship.
Ah, I remember he had
Bank.
on
During
displayed on the
storyline, Punk had a
T-shirt.
very specific list
There was
of
a
demands
poster,
to Vince McMahon, and
pay-per-view
one of them
poster,
was the
right?
return
And
of
they
the
were
WWE's
delicious. I had
classic
one myself all the
1980s
time.
No,
ice
you
cream
didn't, it
bars.
turns
Over the
out.
years,
It
fans
weren't
have
real.
sworn
They were
that
real back in the
WWE
day,
actually brought
and they
them
were
back
real again,
as
like,
part of
after
the
that.
storyline,
Yeah, yeah.
But they
Like,
didn't. Sure, there was
early
a t-shirt
2000s,
with the
I think they
classic
redid
bar
them.
design, and
But
yes,
not when
WWE
Punk was there.
did
Now, wasn't that
eventually
because
release
CM
a
Punk
new
kept
ice cream
crying.
sandwich years later, but that came and went quickly long after Punk was gone.
I mean, I
This
think
is
they
where
were all
things
very
get a
fair
little fuzzy
and balanced
because the
complaints
real
from
Ice Cream
CM
Bars
Punk.
made their return
I wouldn't
in
say crying.
2021, and that wasn't
Yeah.
even in WWE.
Put the man on the
They came
goddamn
back
ice cream
very
bar.
much
What's the
like
problem
WWE
here?
in
They
Chicago,
sold a
when
lot
he
of
treated
t-shirts.
fans to actual
So they
CM
probably
Punk
would have sold a
bars
lot of ice
from a
cream bars.
local
When
vendor.
CM Punk was in
That
AEW,
moment
they
was
sold
so
a bunch
perfect,
of
so poetic,
ice
that
cream bars with CM
Without
Punk.
it,
convince people
just the
it happened
Yeah,
before.
well,
CM Punk.
The
hey,
truth
man.
is, during the summer
They
of
did
Punk
it
in
last minute.
2011,
It's a pretty
Yeah,
cool
yeah.
thing to
only
do.
thing
Don't
cool was
stop.
Little
CM Punk
diss.
himself.
Yeah,
The
little
ice
jib
cream on the
jabs,
other
little
end
jib
just
jabber at
didn't
the dub,
happen.
yeah.
Did you know that Hulk Hogan was not the first person to body
Bullshit.
slam Andre the Giant?
Jesus
That's
Christ.
just a myth that the fans
You
and
have to turn
Vince
your mic
McMahon
down a
created
little bit.
around the
Hogan was the
WrestleMania
first-
3
What?
moment. Hulk Hogan's
Now you're
body
gonna
slam
turn it
of
down?
Andre the Giant at
Yeah, right. You're
always
talking
turning
too
it
loud.
up.
You're
One
talking
of
too
the
loud.
most iconic moments
Yeah,
in
like
wrestling
Hogan may have
history,
been. I don't even
but
know
it's
if Hogan
also
was the
become
first guy in
foundation of
WWF
a
history to
popular
slam.
myth.
Andre.
For years, fans
Look, this is
believed
Hogan
that
slamming
Hogan was
Andre
the
like
first
8
ever
years
person
before
to body slam the eighth
their
wonder of
WrestleMania
the
appearance.
world
Here's
during
Harley
the
Race
legendary
body slamming him on the
1987
outside.
showdown.
I've seen
However,
Kamala
that's
body
simply not
slam.
John
true.
Studd, right?
Before
John
Hogan's
Studd
famous
slammed
slam,
Johnny-
wrestlers
Jo-
like
yeah, old
Harley
Johnny
Race
Studdington,
and
he
Stan
probably
Hansen
did it
had
too.
already
I
pulled
got a
off that
slippery
feat.
memory,
In fact,
Trevor.
Hogan
I'm
himself
not sure.
had body slammed
Can you
Andre the
confirm
Giant
that?
7 years earlier
Yes.
in 1980.
I'm confirming it
So
for
while
you.
the
Yeah,
moment
nice.
at Mania 3 was historic, it wasn't
Look,
the
it's
first
Kamala,
time
like I
Kamala.
said, yeah.
Andre
Oh,
had
damn.
been slammed.
He did it better,
Hell in
better
a
than
what's.
Hogan.
You're not the
No,
only
here's
one who
another.
remembers it differently.
Here is
For
another
decades,
Mandela
WWE's
effect
towering
that I
steel
think is
structure
dumb as hell.
Has been
Hell
known
in a
as
cell.
hell
It's
in
whether
a
or not
cell,
it's hell
but
in a
for
cell
some
or
fans,
hell
that's
in the
not
cell.
how they remember
I'm
it.
sure
Instead,
it was
they
said
swear it was
every
a hell
different
in the
way
cell.
1,000
It's a subtle
times.
difference.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just one little word,
Right.
but it's
Like
been
they're
enough to
focusing
spark
on
one
like
of
these
wrestling's
little
most
connection
persistent
words
Mandela
that don't
effects.
really
So what's the
matter.
truth? Officially,
And people are like,
the
look, hell
match
in
has always
the
been known
cell.
as the
Oh,
Hell
is it?
in
It's
a
Hell in a
Cell.
Cell now.
That's how it
Was it
appears
Hell in
on
the Cell
TV
when
posters, commentary, and
Michaels
marketing,
and
almost
Taker
without
first had that
exception.
first one, or was it?
No,
Back in
it was
2000,
Hell
during
Cell.
the build-up
Yeah, Hell-
to the legendary
It was
six-man
WWF
Armageddon
Bad
Hell in a Cell
Blood,
match.
I think. I'm pretty sure was the name of the
WWE
pay-per-view.
actually did call it Hell
Did
in
you
the
know,
Cell
little
in
Must
promotional
Mac fun
material
fact,
and hype
Eric
packages.
Bischoff was
It
actually the
a
first
rare
person to
moment where the company
create
tweaked
the Hell in the
phrasing,
Cell.
and
Brought
that
up the
single
plans himself.
deviation was enough to leave a permanent
I
Did you
don't-
remember
on
that?
the
I
memories
think
of
you're full of
fans.
shit.
So if you've
Yeah,
ever
yeah,
second guessed
yeah.
yourself thinking,
I mean, so what do
wasn't it
you
Hell
mean
in
by
the Cell?
he was the first
Now
one
the
to
guy
create
who
it?
came up with
It
the
wasn't
idea.
a dream.
I don't
It
think he was.
WWE doing
At
it
least
for
they,
one
in the
night
storyline wise, he
in
was.
2005,
Are you talking about like
Right,
on
right,
TV?
T-Dog?
You're talking about on TV?
Most
son of a
controversial
bitch.
You're talking about on TV.
During an episode of SmackDown,
guy's sitting on the
Hassan
side of me. He's
summoned
not gonna agree
a
with
group
me.
I'm sitting on the side of you, and I don't
Balaclavas
agree with you, too.
to attack the Undertaker.
Uh, here's
It's
a thing
segment
where
that
people
aired on
got
the
blown
same
up in a
day
bus.
as
Oh my
London
God.
bombings,
And
the
then
timing
WWE
could
was doing a
not have been
storyline
worse,
about
and
terrorist
the WWE was
invasions.
met with
Right.
immediate backlash.
And
But
it
here's
appears
the
to me
Mandela effect of that angle.
Everybody
Many
thought The
fans would
Undertaker
call
got
the attackers
crucified and carried away or
Hassan's
something,
life
but
was
that's not what
fighting
happened.
backstage.
It
In
never
reality,
No,
it was Sean
they carried away
Devari's
Daivari,
manager
which isn't even the
who
main
was
guy.
dragged away, not
He's like the
Hassan.
jabroni of the
It's a
main
sudden-
guy
He was
that
like the
everybody was.
manager, right?
Yeah, he was like the manager guy.
Proving that
And no beef
sometimes
with
even
Daivari.
the
He was
darkest
cool.
angles get
They jumped the
distorted in
Undertaker and then they
fog
carried him
of
away because he
wrestling
got beat up by the
We got to
Undertaker.
talk about The Rock's custom Brahma Bull belt that was
Then we got a
never
Rock
used on
championship that people
WWE.
swear they remember.
For years, fans have
I actually,
sworn
Mac,
that
I
The
have a
Rock
little
once
bit
carried
of
a
an
custom Brahma Bull
explanation for
version
that
of
one.
the
Really, 'cause
WWE
they-
And just for editing purposes, we hit a YouTube commercial right here, so we're stopped right at the Rock.
Yeah.
But the WWF at one point, after Austin debuted his like Austin belt, they made a bunch of like themed championship
Right,
belts
yeah,
for
yeah.
kids. So they had the Austin belt, they had the Rock belt, and they had an Undertaker belt as well that they sold as toys but never made any appearances anywhere else.
They probably made like the miniature versions too.
No,
for the
I'm talking
little
about like
action
I'm
figures.
probably not. That seems like too much detail and too much work.
Yeah.
I'm talking about things they could actually sell on their own, which was the
The foam
replica
belts, yeah.
foam championship belts that they had an Austin one, they had a Rock one, and they had an Undertaker one. You know how I know this? Because I owned all three of them at one point when I was a kid.
Are you sure that's not just a Mandela effect?
You say
and Stone Cold threw the Rock's belt into the river?
Nope, that was just it. Wasn't the Rock's belt that he threw into the river?
No.
Nope,
Mandela effect.
that was just the
Sorry,
Intercontinental
Just
Championship.
like how
Hanging out in a
Stone
different
Cold
universe.
had his iconic smoking skull belt. It's easy to see why. The design is well known online, and the WWE shop even sold replicas, and it just feels like something
See?
that would have
They got the
happened
same
during the
answer as you.
Attitude Era.
See?
But in
to
reality,
be
the
right,
Rock's
right?
custom
It's got
belt
to be
never
right.
actually
I'm-
made it to
I'm
television.
almost
The
You're right,
WWE
I'm right.
did design and commission
Right.
it,
Works for both
but
of
the
us.
plan was
You're
spread
damn
out
right,
before
buddy.
it even
Right,
showed
right,
up
right.
on screen. So while The Rock did recently carry the People's Championship,
Oh, like,
in
so he brought out a
2024,
belt that kinda
the
looks like the
Brahma
old
Bull
one that he
Championship
had.
belt remains
They
one
say
of the
2024,
coolest
like,
designs
Yeah,
like
like
years
la-
later.
ever officially
like
introduced
20 years
on
later, like last
WWE
year.
programming. It's
Thought that
a
was
classic
Gilbert
case of
real
our
quick when
brains
they
filling
showed
in the
him
blanks
moving quick.
of what should have happened. Did you know the Clique was never an on-screen
The Clique,
group?
never an on-screen
Their
group.
first
Yeah,
faction was
Yeah.
except for that one time where they were hugging each other
The Clique consisting
in
of
the
Shawn
cage, which
Michaels,
everybody made a big
Triple
deal
H,
about.
Kevin
Was that
Nash,
on
Which is
screen,
why-
though? There was
I mean,
a
there
screen
was-
there. Look, right
yeah,
there.
definitely a
That's
camera
That's a
there.
fan cam right
Right,
there.
for
That
sure.
doesn't count.
The infamous
Right,
curtain
but what I'm
call
saying
at the
is
Madison
the reason
Square
that this
Garden
was
live event
such a
in
big deal
1996.
It's because they were never a
Despite
group.
their strong
That's
bond,
why,
there was
some
never
guys
an
got
on-screen
fired, right?
group. Fans
Nobody got
may
fired
recall
because of
seeing
that.
them together
0%.
Someone got in trouble though,
like
right?
Generation X
The
or
story,
NWO.
the
Jobbing
story
out
they
Triple H.
told, yeah, the story they tell is old Triple H took the L on that one because Nash and Hall were gone and Sean's the champion, so they took it all out on Hunter. And I think that's all bullshit. I think
where the
that
whole,
perceptions of the group as
Barry
being more
Windham-
prominent
not Barry
on
Windham,
screen
that's where
than
the,
they actually were.
Hodwitz,
Let's
Barry
talk about one of the
Hodwin's
biggest myths in
thing came
WWE
from.
history,
Oh,
and
slap
no,
yourself on the
it's
back.
not a misremembered.
Are you
he
sure?
beat Triple H, yeah.
Are you sure?
If not, it's a Mandela Effect, dude. Write it in the book.
They like to say that Triple H was supposed to win the King of the Ring, and because of that,
You've heard the
because of
story
that,
a
Austin
million
won
times,
the
right?
King of the Ring
One
and blah blah blah.
promo, the
But I
crowd
think that
explodes,
Austin won the King of the Ring because shit was starting to pop off for Austin.
The Attitude Era is
And
born.
Hunter wasn't
The
getting as over as
legendary
they thought
stuff. But
initially
that's not
when-
exactly how it
So
went
I don't know
down.
if they
In fact,
punished
the
him
real
because of
story
that. It's
is
just
way
nonsense.
more of a slow burn than you remember.
When you have the
After King
heel
of the Ring,
who is like the
Austin
pretty
didn't
boy,
exactly
Richie
shoot to the
boy
top.
heel,
For
you put him
most
in the
of the
scenarios
summer of
where he
96,
gets
was still
slop
flirting
dumped
around
on
the
him,
mid-card.
and like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
do that
Mark
stuff because
Mero
that's
at
I
fully
gotcha.
loaded.
But losing
wasn't
to a
even on the
Jabba, though?
SummerSlam main
Who
card and
cares?
wasn't a huge presence
losing to
at
a
the
Jabba.
fall
He lost to
pay-per-views either. What's
Brooklyn
even
Brawler
crazier is the
15
fact
years
that he
after
was
that.
still getting
Nobody
booed on
blinked an
TV,
eye.
including the night after King of the Ring when he faced The Undertaker. Austin didn't even have the iconic Glass Shatter entrance
not.
theme yet. Things didn't really
just
heat
come
up
out the
until Bret Hart returned at Survivor Series, and Austin finally got that kind of spotlight that he needed to show what he could
Classic
do.
reversal
The
right there. Great
1997
finish.
Royal
That was a
Rumble
great
was
match.
turning
WrestleMania was at
point, and by
13.
WrestleMania 13,
No, was that
that
Survivor
was
Series?
actually
Off to the
That was
races.
Survivor
WrestleMania
Series.
That took
12.
many
Survivor
months,
Series. That
even
wasn't
though
12.
people think it only took a
Brett
couple
wrestled
weeks.
Sean on 12. That was
Look,
the
it's just
Survivor
one of
Series
those
match.
moments where
That's why I looked at
WWE's
Trevor,
version
not
of
you,
history
for the
sounds
answer.
cleaner, cooler,
Must
and
be
more
some
cinematic
kind
than
of
what
Mandela
actually
effect.
happened.
Bang, show
And
stack
that's
a
where the
lot.
The Mandela effect is that the whole thing
Because
broke
if
when
you
it
ask
came
most
out.
fans, they'll swear they remember Crouch
God
Chanting Austin
damn.
316 the very next night. But the truth is, that legend took time to build.
The Mandela effect
A
is
lot
whether or
of
not
fans
that guy's name
recall
is
a
Doc
bizarre
Hendricks or
match
Michael
between The
P.S.
Rock
Hayes.
and the British Bulldog in a dog
Doc.
Now this is the dumbest one. This is the dumbest one of them all in this video.
Well, that match
Did The
actually
Rock
never
ever
took
wrestle the
place.
British Bulldog
The
in a dog
confusion
poop
likely
match?
comes from their
No,
singles
but
match
did The Rock
that took
pull out
place
a
on
giant
October
sheet
4th,
of dog shit and
1999
rock bottom
on an
on it?
episode of
Yes.
Raw.
That wasn't the
match ended in
stipulation of the
no
match.
What the hell?
to the British Bulldog in a pile of dog
That's a
feces,
lot of dog
which
shit,
led
That's a
to
dude.
lot of
the
dog shit, but
mistakenly
like that wasn't the
rendering it as a
stipulation of the
dog
match. It was
match.
just something
The
that
event
happened
was
at the end of the
simply
match
a moment of
because he's the
humiliation in
British
their feud,
Bulldog,
not
right?
a
Yeah,
So he
yeah.
took a bunch of
match
dog.
that centered
Oh, so
around
people
dog
thought they
poop.
to
So
finish
no,
the
there
match
was
you
no
had to
dog
slam
poop
your
match.
man.
It was
Right,
just
yeah,
a
yeah.
Slam the
classic
man.
Then why did he
dog
still have to
era
pin him?
chaos. One of
Yeah,
the
but there
biggest
was a
Mandela
match
effects
where there
in
was
wrestling
dogs
history
shitting on the
involves
outside of the
Kurt
ring
Angle.
during
That wasn't part of the stipulation.
Al Snow cage match.
That was a kennel from hell match.
Was called the angle lock. It
That
just
was a
sounds
dog
right.
shit match.
It's clever,
It was a
it's
dog shit
name,
match,
and it
you're
feels
right.
exactly like the kind of
This one,
brand
Mac, is about
WWE
whether or not
used,
it's the
but it
angle
never
lock
was.
or the
move
ankle
and
lock.
always
Yeah,
has
yeah.
been the
And it was never
ankle
called the
lock.
angle lock.
Yep, just
It was never
ankle,
called the
not
angle lock?
No
Yeah,
pun.
like Kurt
No
Angle.
angle twist.
It was
and
never called the
turns
Kurt
out there's a
Angle
reason
lock.
Wait,
for that.
even when Kurt Angle did it,
actually
it was still just an
addressed this
ankle lock.
directly, putting the debate to
By
rest
Kurt
once
Angle.
and for all.
Yes.
Settle an old debate. I feel
Oh,
like
we got a
fans
little
online
audio here
argue
from
this
Kurt. Let's hear from
sometimes.
Kurt.
Did you call it the ankle lock or the angle lock?
The fans would call it the angle lock.
Okay.
I call it the ankle lock because
Mandela
I didn't
effect
wanna take
solves
away from
people.
Ken Shamrock. That's the word he used was ankle.
Boom, and
I wanna
he's giving
continue
props
that out
to
of
Ken
respect to
Shamrock.
Ken.
well, let's hear
So
from
while it might
Kurt
have
Angle
felt
from a
like
different
WWE called it
universe.
The angle lock during your childhood. That's just your brain playing tricks on
It
you.
was the
It's
angle
an
lock.
I can't do
example
that. I can't do a
of the
Kurt Angle
Mandela
impression.
effect, and you'd probably
Oh,
bet
man, if
your
I drank that
money
much
on
milk,
it,
I
but
would
nope,
throw up.
It's just the ankle lock. Still brutal, still iconic, just not as punny as we thought. Almost everyone is convinced that Sheamus, X-Pac, and Hardcore Holly all held the Intercontinental Championship, but in reality, none of them did. Hardcore Holly had a memorable moment in 1995.
Old Sparky
when he
Plug
almost
never held
won
the IC
title from Jeff
Again,
Jarrett,
this is
but
one of
he was
those Mandela
overturned
effects.
due
Like,
to a rope
who's
break,
sitting
and the
around going,
title
"Yeah,
was
no, I
never
know Bob
his."
Holly. He
Sheamus,
won the
despite his
IC
success in
title back in
WWE, never won the
1994.
IC title,
Like, get the hell
despite
out of
his
here,
focus
dog.
on
What are you
it during
talking
his
about?
early career, and he's now
That's
even
me,
joked
dude.
about it
I
being
told
a
you
curse.
that.
You did
And then
not. You
you've
did
got
not tell me that
X-Pac
because you
who
don't
had
even
a
know about
decorated
no
career.
Sparky Plug.
That decorated career, however, does not include the IC belts. So why do fans remember them as
I don't
awesome
know,
champs?
because they wrestle
It's
every
likely
week.
because of their
It's like,
prominent feuds for the title
like
or
the
moments
weird
where they
mid-card
have
These aren't
guys.
even like
showing
real
off to the
Mandela
crowd
effects. It's
like
just
they were
like,
gonna
"Hey,
be
you
next
know
in
that
line."
guy? He thought he
Despite
won that match
they
that
never
one time.
actually
Like, what the?
happened. Jake the Snake Roberts is often remembered as one of the
Oh,
most
they're gonna be like Jake the Snake
captivating
never won the
figures in
WWF
wrestling
Championship.
history.
What a Mandela
The
effect. Yeah,
psychological
we
never
know.
happened.
We know.
The chilling presence of his snake and the invention
news to
of
me,
the
Was he on
technique
Boy Meets World?
made him a
Yes. Did he
standout
win a
star.
championship? No.
Despite his immense popularity
Vader won
and
that match.
influence,
What did
Roberts
Jake do
never
on
held the
Boy Meets
WWE
World?
Wrestled
Championship
Vader.
or any title in the company for that matter. The absence of gold is surprising to many fans,
In
leading
that
to a
blindfold
collective
match, you think they
misremembering
could see through
that he
that
must
match?
have been
Yeah,
a champion
absolutely,
at some
man. If
point
you-
with
if you
the
actually watch the
WWE.
match.
After all,
You can
how
see the
could
little,
they
like,
be so
mesh
important
eye holes.
to
You
the
can see their, like,
wrestling
eyes.
landscape
Yeah, yeah.
and not have held a top title? The confusion is
always
understandable,
wondered.
especially
Did-
considering
have you?
that
You've
Roberts
always
was
wondered.
once slated to feud
I'll
with
say it'd be
Hulk
hard to
Hogan
wrestle if
for
you
the
can't see your
WWE
opponent.
Championship. However, when fans began cheering Jake over Hogan, that is
The
when
Mandela
storyline
effect
was
is like what
abruptly
kind of snake
dropped
he
to
had.
maintain
You know what I mean? Like,
Hogan's
I would argue that.
status.
I would take that
Roberts
one.
himself has
But like,
addressed
oh,
this,
whether or not
stating
Jake
that
Roberts
he
won a
didn't
world
need a
championship.
to
Well, yeah, he
validate his
should have,
career,
but did he?
believe his
No.
character
No.
Like,
and
Because of the
storytelling were
alcohol.
compelling
well, not just
enough
the alcohol.
to
Look at the
out
killers.
Drugs. The drugs.
If you ask
When
a lot of
Jake
fans
was
how Rey
rocking and
Mysterio won
rolling,
the
dude, it was
WWE
like
Championship
Hogan,
in
Macho Man. You know what I mean? It was like
2011,
all these
they
like top
confidently tell
dudes.
you
Yeah, yeah.
It was a grueling
Like, yeah, he
one-night
was in the-
tournament,
the
and that
upper
Rey
mid-cards,
Mysterio
but he wasn't the
multiple top
champion.
Guys climbed the mountain.
He probably
and then
would have been
tragically
if he would've
lost it to
stuck around a
John
little
Cena
longer, maybe.
on the same
Maybe.
night.
Maybe
right?
not. Who
Well,
knows?
not exactly. In reality, the tournament to crown a new WWE
is another one. CM
champion
Punk leaves,
after CM Punk left,
and
with the
everybody
title stretched
again,
over
this is a
2
weird
weeks,
Mandela
not
effect.
just
I hate
one
all
night.
these. I hate that.
Most
Why did I
matches
pick
did
this
happen
video?
You
I
don't
don't know.
believe it.
I should have
Final,
proofread this
Rey
video
Mysterio versus
beforehand.
The Miz opened up the next week's Raw.
But like
And
everybody's
yes,
like, well, it
that's
was
the
a
same
one-night
night that
tournament
John
that
Cena
Rey
would beat
Mysterio
Rey.
won. Well,
Later in the main
no,
event, followed
they
by
had 3
Satan's
matches,
shocking
one
return with this
leading up to
old
it, and then he had 2
WWE
matches in
title.
one night.
It's easy to
I can see why people
misremember this
confuse
one, but
that.
technically,
I don't know who's
Rey didn't
arguing
run
that
the
it all
tournament
happened in one night, though.
even if it totally
I've
felt
seen
like he
8
did
Rey Mysterio
as a
matches
kid.
in one
Next,
evening.
we have to talk about
Plus
the
some other
Ultimate
matches from
Warrior
the
and
tournament.
his
Like, get the hell
tattoo.
outta here.
But not just any tattoo, a tattoo
This
of
one's funny.
himself. Yep, you read that right. On his bicep,
Ultimate Warrior
the
has a
Warrior
tattoo
had an
of
image
himself
right there.
Now,
on
you
his
might be
body,
thinking,
which is
wait, what?
awesome.
I don't remember that at all. And
Did I
honestly,
ne-
you're
did I
not
ever
alone.
notice
One of
it?
those
No.
strange details
But, like,
that
I-
seem
you-
to slip through the cracks.
I'm watching.
Good.
Remember,
They're saying
I'm
that's
watching.
real?
Yeah, that's real. So when I'm watching the Ultimate Warrior in 1989, 1990, and 1991 on my tube television, no, I didn't know that it was an Ultimate Warrior tattoo on his arm.
Dude, I didn't notice 'cause he was running so fast.
Right, he was
You know what I
moving
mean?
so quick, everything
He's
was
always
blurry.
moving
For many of us, this
shaking
tattoo
his
is just
arms left
another
and
quirky
right.
part of Warrior's already
They're like, well, they
larger
got the
than
action
life
figures there.
personality that somehow
Right.
got
No
lost in the
shit, that
shuffle.
is an
But who
Ultimate Warrior.
cares?
Himself
Like
is
that's
a
that's
classic
a
Warrior
like
move, to be
who is
honest.
like, oh no,
X-Pac
Ultimate
himself
Warrior
didn't
was
stop the
tattoo
way
free.
that
I
did.
remember
There are
when
few
Warrior was
WWE
tattoo
entrance
free.
themes as unforgettable
Dude,
as the
I
classic
just
DX
found that out,
anthem,
though.
and when
I
it came
never
to
knew
X-Pac,
You didn't know that one?
he had
He had a
his own
tattoo of
spin
himself?
on it.
Yeah, oh
Most
yeah,
people
big time.
swear That his
Yeah, yeah,
theme song
freak
started
it out,
with
man.
him
Freak
screaming
out, freak out.
X-Pac as he hit the stage.
What is it, X-Pac or X-Pac?
That's
It's
not
X-Pac.
actually true. The real intro is just a loud "make some noise."
So he doesn't say X-Pac,
which
he
is
says,
also
"Make
the
some-"
name of his song.
I thought he just yelled X-Pac. See, this isn't a.
Sure,
X-Pac,
X-Pac
so
is
that was
shouting
Mandela
X-Pac
effect.
later, but
That's
that
what
false
you do.
memory of it
So,
being
but
the
it's
very
not
first
really a
word
Mandela
has
effect.
stuck
in your
in
brain.
I just
people's
heard the
minds for
lyrics
years.
wrong
Did you know DX
and thought
actually
it was
did
one
it
way,
on
and I'm
a
not
tape,
like
even though we
doubling
all
down
thought
on
he
it and
did?
being like,
Yeah.
no,
One of the
that's
most
what it is.
legendary moments
I
in
can't be
wrestling
wrong.
You should have doubled
Not
down on that one.
Me wrong? Are you out of your mind? The universe has to be different.
It's hard to
we all have a Triple
to
H
expect
and the
that the
gang
Mandela
rolling deep
effect
in military hardware
still
is just
exists
a bit
in today's
off.
world
In
where you could
reality,
just
it was just a
easily
unit
look
with a
something
turret
up.
Well, it
right?
doesn't
on
matter
top.
if
Not
you can
exactly
easily look it up
Battlefield
because the
ready.
universe has
Still,
been
the
changed
side profile kind
Yeah.
of fooled
by
us,
the
and
Mandela
chaos
By
they
Mandela
caused made it
himself.
feel way
by
bigger
Nelson
than it
Mandela
was.
himself.
So yeah,
He goes
DX
into the
didn't ride on
HTML of the world.
Like they did,
And he
that's
just
why
deletes
the
that
Mandela
code,
Effect
right?
was
Change this
on.
to Jiffy.
Why is that?
Goldberg's
Oh
stiff
my
kick to
goodness.
Bret Hart
Jiffy.
at Starrcade 1999 is often blamed for
Oh, here's the
ending
Mandela
Hitman's
Effect.
career.
Did Bill
That much
Goldberg
is true.
end
But
Bret
what
Hart's
isn't true
career?
Is that the kick gave
Yes.
Bret Hart
Yes,
a stroke.
that is the
In
correct
reality,
answer. I
Bret
guess
suffered the
Bret had a
years
stroke
later,
a couple years
in
later, and
2002
people like
after
to.
he,
Yeah, but
backslid.
People say that
He hit a
the
pothole,
stroke was from
was
the
thrown
the
off
head
of
kick,
the
but it
bike
could have
and
been. It
landed
still could have been.
hard on
wasn't
Just
the
because
back
it
of his
happened
head.
2 years later doesn't mean it
Well,
wasn't like the
It was
remnants of the
completely
Bill
unrelated
Goldberg kicking him in the
to
fucking
Goldberg.
brain.
Wasn't there a
From this
situation
kick.
where
So
a
while that kick
hitman
did retire
whacked
Bret
his
from
head while
wrestling,
doing
it did
the
not cause the
figure
stroke,
four
even
in the
if a lot of
corner or
us
something
over the
like
years
that?
Yeah,
thought
from
it did.
Goldberg.
Long
You
before
didn't-
Kane emerged
Goldberg
as the
didn't, like,
Undertaker
allow him to hook it
storyline
in
brother,
properly
the
or
Whatever
Mandela
it may
was
be,
briefly
yeah.
associated with the Undertaker himself.
So, yeah,
in his early
that-
WWE
Yeah, that-
run,
the Mandela
Undertaker was
Effect
known
is
as
fuck Bill
Kane,
Goldberg.
the Undertaker. The name was short-lived.
I say that from the
appearing in
heart.
Only a couple segments before
just
being
Goldberg.
dropped. The decision
No,
to
it's
remove
Bill
Kane
Goldberg.
from his name was
Let me tell you
made
something, Bill
to
Goldberg.
streamline his persona, allowing the Undertaker to stand alone.
I don't know what this
as a
Undertaker
more
Mandela
impactful
is.
Identity. Years later, the name Kane
Oh, because he was Kane the
repurposed
Undertaker
for
his
Yeah,
first
yeah.
few
his on-screen
appearances.
brother,
And
adding
then
a layer of continuity
he's just,
to WWE
you know, Kane.
storytelling. So if you recall seeing or hearing
They took
Kane
the
the
name,
Undertaker,
he just became the
you're
Undertaker.
not
No, they probably-
imagining
they probably
things.
called him
It was
Kane
a
the
brief
Undertaker,
but
like,
real part
twice?
of wrestling history.
Yeah, I mean, it was
that
not
is
very-
it, guys. Thank you so much for
Not
watching.
very many. That was all of them?
That was all of them, brother.
That was the whole video?
They just made up most of them. You know, half of them they just made up.
I'm going to tell you right now, I hated that video. What the hell did we just watch?
You had to.
Should I pop on a different one of these,
Yeah,
maybe?
Maybe another Mandela.
All right, I guess we're going to go with, we got
6 wrestling
Mandela Effects, or do we want to go with the WWE Mandela Effect again? There were no other companies
As long
in
as
that
it's
Mandela
not made
Effect.
by that same person. I gave them props and I shouted them out before that video. I'm taking it back, Trainee.
All right, so we're going to go with 6 Wrestling Mandela Effects.
Let's do it, brother.
And Dolph Ziggler is on the cover here. Play. I don't know how long I'm going to last on this one.
What?
Yeah, I gave him the old tap.
Oh, the old taparoo. Tap, tap, taparoo.
Wrestle with Andy. Let's check out. What is Andy up to? Anything good?
He's talking about the most popular one.
We're already off.
From Nelson Mandela after
Oh,
a
man.
long
Oh, my
He's
God.
got a very British voice.
time in prison in the 80s.
You guys might
You ever
lose.
watch like a
you
YouTube
might lose
video?
me on this one, buddy.
Examples of this
And be like, oh, dude, this is a good video.
Or
It
a monocle.
looks like it's
That's the Kit Kat.
edited well.
Never
Yeah,
had
and
But
then-
then he starts talking. And he's like,
I'll talk to you with marbles in my mouth.
parallel universes. And
It's not his fault, man.
Damn, the last 2 weeks
He
of the
was born
Mack
and
Cast have been
raised.
really racist against Western Europeans.
No, we love
A
you
lot
guys.
of British crumpet
We're just
accents.
joshing.
NASA.
Yeah, we're just joshing you. No big
Yeah,
deal.
love you,
That
dude.
scientists have
He loves you. I think you're all right.
parallel universe.
We won for a reason, right?
Yeah,
America,
but-
baby.
So these theories really are starting to become more and more interesting.
Listen to the Mack Cast.
Oh
Doesn't it?
man,
Yeah,
come
you
on,
can do
dude!
it.
You made me spill this shot all over the
All
mouse.
right, I caped you.
Let's get it
With the
started,
cape.
guys, with number 1.
My
No,
bad,
with,
dude.
not with your cape, with
Oh,
your
'cause
with
it's
your
my
elbow.
swinging
You're
arm.
swinging
Yeah.
your hand around.
Hit him with the cape whip.
There was no cape. No cape was involved.
Oh, dude.
I wish the cape was involved.
That would have been dope, right? It would have been way cooler.
Look, this video, we can't. I'm not watching this. It's the same shit. We started off with the super kick through the
We
window.
heard
Hold on.
all the Mandela
We're fast
effects in
forwarding.
wrestling.
We're fast forwarding. X-Pac makes some noise. Yeah, we watched that one. Dolph's Lego and Megadeth. I don't give a damn about any of that.
Hey, it showed the Monopoly
The
Man.
Monopoly Man. It's showing Kazam, Chavo Guerrero, Shazam. Yeah, that's not really a wrestling Mandela effect. Just somebody made the Shazam VHS tape and they used like Chavo's body and put Sinbad's head on it.
All right. Yeah.
And Shane Douglas on Raw on the roof. You remember Raw on the roof? You know what that is?
No.
You know the old Raw intro
Okay. Yeah.
where everybody was like dancing on the roof. No.
Are you talking about the fire?
No,
Oh,
no.
that's
Listen,
Nitro.
listen. They were on the roof of the WWF building. There was a ring up there. There was fans. Everybody's dancing around. There's helicopters flying by and shit.
Yeah.
You have any idea what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay. So you didn't watch Monday Night Raw in the early '90s?
Yeah. Like Stone Cold's in it, and it's like,
No.
the thought in your eye.
Nope. That is way after. I'm talking about before that, dog.
So there's no thorns in anyone's eyes.
There's not a single thorn in not a single person's eyes.
Was there explosions?
So
Lots
Shane
of
Douglas
explosions?
was there. He's in the original video.
Okay.
And in like the remake or in the re-release years later, they cut him out of it. So the Mandela Effect is whether or not Shane Douglas was there.
actually in
But it's the Mandela Effect is in reality just the fact that they cut him out of it. They just
Yeah.
there's not really much of a Mandela Effect.
say
They just
Shane
cut him out.
Douglas?
Shane Douglas. He was Dean Douglas at the time.
I got you. And so he was probably no longer with the company, so they booted him, cut him out a little bit.
Yeah, probably. I mean, he
They weren't using.
I'm talking about when they put it out like last year or like the year before.
Oh,
you know.
I got you.
You're like, yeah, no, Shane Douglas is not with the
Re-release,
company anymore. Yeah.
He's working at Target.
Yeah, he's a chef or something. I don't. Who knows? But yeah, Mac, that was the Mandela Effect on the Mack Cast.
Yeah. It's also very confusing. You know what I mean?
Do you have any Mandela effects
Because-
from wrestling that you can think of?
I always remember things wrong. You know
Always,
what I
right?
mean?
Yeah, all the time.
And then I always tell people about it, and say that it's right. So that's a Mandela effect, right? I'm off the hook.
No, that's not a Mandela effect. That's just you being a big
Just
old
making shit
dum-dum.
up.
Yeah, it's just you making shit up and confusing people with the nonsense that you make up. Trevor, you watched the video with us. You were here pimping around, buddy. What do you think about it? Just hand him the mic. Just hand him the microphone.
I think some of the segments were interesting.
Which ones do you I don't want to say believe the most, right? Because you're also autism wrestling brain like me.
Oh yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff that even when we have conversations about it, like oh no, it was that way, or you'll say no, it was that show or whatever. What was there that you believed the most?
At least now I know it's Hennig and not Henning.
Oh, so you were on the Henning team. You were on Team Henning.
No, I was Team Henning.
ING.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You agreed with him on that one for real.
Oh yeah.
The G's silent.
No, the G is not silent. The N would be silent.
Henning. Yeah, just
It would be
Henning.
Hennon. Kurt Hennon, Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennon.
But no, the X-Pac one though, for real. I always thought he was saying
X-Pac! Yeah, I thought he was saying X-Pac too, but it's what makes some noise.
Yeah.
But again, that's just mishearing a lyric. It's not really a Mandela effect. Somebody didn't come in and
Yeah, well, they did say
fiddle
X-Pac,
faddle.
It's
fiddle faddle with the results of it. And now he's saying make some noise instead of X-Pac. No, it always said X-Pac. It always said make some noise. We just thought it said X-Pac.
Because you couldn't really, the way he says
I was talking to Trevor. How did you get the microphone back? I was having a conversation with Trevor.
The way he said make some noise there was kind of hard to read, too.
Right,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
that's exactly what I'm saying.
You just think, X-Pac! Trevor?
And he really just capped it off for us there, Mack. And do you have any wrestling memories that you can think of that are wrong, that misremembered?
I think when one gets hit with a chair over 12 times in the noggin,
Yeah.
you start to lose some of these memories. You know what I mean?
So you're
What
saying that
actually
your
took place.
brain has some injuries.
It's broken.
You've got broken brain disease.
Yeah, right.
Where you can't remember anything in reality, and now you live in the Mandela world.
I live in that Mandela world where I'm not sure if it's the Bernstein Bears or the Bernstein Bears, or
Shazam or Kazam.
or if
Kit Kat or
Mandela
Kit
is still in jail.
Cat Dash Cat. Who knows, right?
X-Pac! That happened, dude. That's
Mack,
how I know.
that was 23 minutes of Pro Wrestling Mandela Effects. Who would have thought?
Yeah. Proofread it. You gotta proofread them.
I gotta
Mandela
start watching
effects.
these videos before we just start playing them on the show. Cause goddamn, dude, I thought that video was terrible.
It's also
You gave
very
props.
confusing.
You gave props to the guy for doing a good
Beforehand,
job. I hated
Absolutely.
that video. And if I'm being honest, I'm a little upset that we watched it.
The Mandela Effect that I know in real life.
I wish I would have went and and fiddle faddled some clips
Yeah.
together and made my own Mandela Effect video.
got rid of some of the garbage ones.
Yeah,
right?
it would have been all of them. It would have been every single one of those
You would've
videos he
taken
showed.
2 Mandela Effects.
Oh, the Mandela Effect is whether or not Chris Jericho's countdown was 8 weeks or 6.5 weeks. Get the fuck out of here.
It's a
with
long
that.
time.
That's ridiculous, dude.
Jericho.
We're gonna do a Mandela Effect. The Mandela Effect is whether or not I've done 2 shots or this is gonna be the 3rd.
To screw in that video. One take.
Wow, you did it. Oh
God. Woo!
Well, I just wanted to watch him just in case he threw up. I was gonna cover the sweet new
I'm
microphone.
the one take king, baby.
You're the one.
Good God.
Did you just say you were the one take
Yeah.
king?
One take, brother. That's all it
I
takes.
don't know.
Oh, God.
If anything we've ever done
Ha.
has been done in one take.
One take, brother. I just did that in one take.
I wouldn't call that a
I almost threw up on Trevor, but...
true. All right. I'll give you. You took one try.
Oh, God.
To do. Oh. A little peppy.
One take on that, too. Oh,
so
brother.
I gotta say, I'm landing in the non-believer category in this Mandela effect. Just in general.
So where's it come from? Where does it all come from?
Especially about pro wrestling. Where does it all come from? I don't know, man. People's shitty memories.
People's shitty memories, right?
Like, I don't know. And when you think something the wrong way and then a bunch of other people also think that wrong thing,
Right.
it like doubles down on your shitty thinking. And you're like, no, there is a Kazam movie.
Now, the Mandela Effect, do you think it's dying off?
There is a movie with Sinbad as a genie, and it's been magically erased from the universe, and every copy has been destroyed, and Sinbad has been paid to lie. It's like, no, how about you just misremembered? Why is that such a crazy concept?
Yeah. Now, do you think as time goes on and technology gets stronger and bigger, that the Mandela Effect's going to start to die off?
No, I think it's going to become worse.
You can kind of look it up?
No, I think it's become worse, and then people, every little thing they misremember, they're going to be like, oh, but they're going to look it up.
YouTube
It's going to be a
video
fucking
about it.
Mandela Effect. That's a Mandela Effect.
We got
That's a
Watch
Mandela
Mojo. Let's do
Yeah,
it.
Watch Mojo is going to tell you all about Hell
Play
in
that
a
one.
Cell.
Let's hear that
No, I'm
one.
not watching that one. It's literally
Hell and Cell.
right. Yeah, we watched that Mandela
Oh, that's
Effect
the one.
already. I'm not playing any more Mandela Effect videos.
Who do I give the finger to?
I have had enough.
Who do I give the finger to? What's
Me?
the
You gonna give me the finger? Don't give it to Trevor.
No.
What'd Trevor do to you?
Whoever made that Mandela Effect video, that's where I want to
You
give
gonna
it
like
to.
scroll over to see?
Yeah,
where-
who was it? It wasn't Watch Mojo?
It was not Watch Mojo. It was.
Oh, look at this
What
one.
is? I don't even know what that
John
word
Cena
is.
sold his soul.
Plafina.
Plafina.
Plana. I don't know what that guy said, but
I would do the double deuce, but I'm holding a mic in my other hand. There you go, double deuce for you. Triple deuce.
that was a terrible. That Mandela Effect video, bro. You gotta pick your game up. If you're making YouTube videos, you gotta make them. You gotta have at least two masked guys.
Sorry, dude. Oh,
You gotta have at least two masked guys drinking French wine and making fun of videos on the internet. That's what you definitely need. That anything other than that is just nonsense.
More of that, dude. I'm totally with you. So the Mandela Effect is real. That's what we're saying.
No,
That's the
I'm
total
saying the
conclusion?
opposite. I'm saying the opposite. When are we gonna talk about ghosts?
Ghosts.
Yeah, you know, like ghosts.
Yeah.
Like not
Like
right now.
real?
No, I don't mean right now. No.
Are you gonna put a ghost video on?
We're not putting a ghost video on. Maybe in a future episode we can watch some. Maybe
You're gonna have
we
to
can
give me
have.
a free warning, dude.
We can have you.
We're playing spooky shit. You're gonna have to let me know beforehand.
You could be scared. The sun
I
is
might
still
be,
up,
dude.
The
Oh.
sun is still up. We're
All
fine.
right. As long as the sun's still up, you know. We can't watch that too late at night. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you can't. You won't be able to sleep, right?
No,
you're
bad
gonna lose
dreams.
some sleep. You have bad dreams. So
Scary stuff.
maybe on a future video we can watch some ghost videos
Yeah.
and
proofread the ghost videos.
yeah. Well, no, I'm gonna have
most
you.
of it's done
no,
with
no, no,
fishing
no.
wire.
I'm gonna have you fine tune some ghosts. You're gonna put the video.
Oh, I'm looking for
You're
the-
gonna bring
yeah.
them to
Oh,
me
okay.
on a hard drive.
Yeah.
And we're gonna watch them together.
That's an official assignment for me. So that means I have to do that shit because you told me, and it's
Whether
on
or not
camera.
it's next
proof.
week or 3 weeks from now or
Yeah,
a
yeah.
month and a half. It might take you a month and a
You
half.
might have to give me a month and a half.
I might have to give you a
There's
month
some
and a half to put
spooky
together
shit
some
out
spooky
on there.
videos.
There's some
So you
spooky
have to
stuff
you
on
have
the
to
internet.
comb through all the spooky stuff to find like the best videos.
I'm not gonna be able to sleep anymore.
What about you, Trevor? What do you think? Mandela Effect? We going real or fake, buddy?
I'd say fake.
There was too long of a hesitation there, bud. I feel like there's a little bit of a simmer of real for you.
I was stabbing the mic in his face. Does that help him at all?
It does not. It does not. Because you stab me in the face. That shit's fake as hell, dog.
He knows. The man knows. That
This man
know.
knows.
That man know.
But that was the main
Mandela Effect.
premise of this week's episode was the Mandela Effect. I'm sure we're gonna have some people that are upset.
Dude,
I'm
I
sure I'll
thought-
get some messages about how Shazam was real. I don't give a shit.
I seen it on Facebook though. I seen the VHS copy on Facebook.
Was it Chavo Guerrero's body?
Was it? Is that what
Was it Chavo Guerrero's 8x10 body?
It was. It might have been. Now that
Right.
I think about it.
Right.
Dude, I want to thank you because before we did this, I thought most of that shit was real. You know what I mean?
Did you?
It's hard to tell.
Did you?
What is real and what's not?
You
real
thought
these
Jim
days.
Ross did the "Oh my God, it's Kane"?
Oh my God! It's gotta be Kane.
You thought that was Jim Ross? You didn't think that was Vince?
Jim Ross did that at no point ever. He never said
I mean,
that.
I'm sure he said it's gotta be Kane
At some point,
maybe,
right?
Maybe, yeah. Who knows?
It had to come
right?
from somewhere.
Yeah, it came from Vince saying it when Kane made his debut. That's where it came from.
Oh, that Vince McMahon. What a guy.
Well, Mac, let's wrap up this Mandela Effect bullshit.
Well,
and we're going to talk a little bit about...
we got to finish this French wine
We're
first.
finishing this...
Before we go.
This Tennessee French wine. Yeah, hide it behind the train number 1 bottle.
Directly from Tennessee, my friend. That's where I get most of our collection of our French wine. You know what I mean?
We get our French wine from Memphis.
We like to
Memphis
go.
guys.
We like to go on vacation once a year and search for the Frenchest of wine.
The finest of French wines.
Exact occasion.
For all over the world.
Spelt a little bit there.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Mac, I gotta say it was fun. It was fun talking about Mandela Effects with you because I didn't know that you were an idiot. I didn't know.
What the hell are you talking about?
You believe in all this?
I explained the multiple chair shots, my friend.
Oh, that's true. The concussions, right? It's the concussions.
All right, it happens to the best of us. Don't act like you haven't taken some chair shots, you know.
Too many,
might
right?
have been hospital-inducing, but you didn't go.
Well, who goes to
you
the
should've
hospital?
Went,
What kind
but
of-
you didn't go.
What kind of P word?
Jabroni.
That's would be a J word. What kind of P word goes to the hospital for a concussion?
Pansy?
Pansy. Oh, you nailed it.
Yeah. What kind of pansy films himself at the hospital and brags about it on Facebook?
Oh, you're talking about the franchise Brian Sire specifically?
Not exactly.
Because
that's who I was talking about, but I wanted you to announce it.
Oh no, I wanted to announce it. That's pussy shit, right? Yeah, like,
Indeed,
and then to wear the bracelet, to wear your hospital bracelet for about a week and a half afterwards. That's the jabroni shit right there.
For 3 guys to go to the hospital from one show.
That was the best
and
show
then
of all
film
time.
it and brag about it.
We gotta find that footage, and that'll be an episode of the Mack Cast. There's a jabroni wrestling show that happened.
For that.
The fans in the audience was literally like 25 New England independent wrestlers watching wrestlers and promoters, watching a bunch of jabronis wrestle. 3 matches, 3 people in the hospital.
No,
I need to find that footage.
I called out on my work-related job for that.
I didn't. I just rolled up. Ryan Drew made fun of me for wearing big sunglasses. He's like, "Are those Macho Man sunglasses?" I'm like, "They're just sunglasses, dog. What the fuck are you talking about?" But then he he stopped harassing me. A big van pulled up in front of our house, and a bunch of us and our friends went into the van, and then we went to a campground and watched a terrible wrestling show.
I got work. I can't go.
With
like,
just about everybody else. With just about everybody else from New England wrestling.
Man, that's the best kind of wrestling, really.
It's gotta be. We have to have a bad wrestling show. That's not just our bad wrestling, right? We already made fun of ourselves. I think it's time to make fun of you.
Oh, no.
And by you, I mean Brian Sire.
Oh, boy. He named names, Trevor.
Trainee number 1 has been known to name names.
I didn't think we'd be naming names, you know what I mean?
It's the Mack Cast, baby. I'm going to do whatever the hell I want on this podcast.
You stole our venue, you son of a bitch.
Damn.
I said it.
I just watched a video recently. Oh, it was Ryan Drew on the Leo Connors show.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
And
really?
and he had mentioned how like it's super lame to run the same building that somebody else runs.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, I wish somebody would have told LeMay that.
That would have been nice.
Instead of just running our building all the time, he could have found his own fucking building.
Yeah.
Instead of us having to find our own new building.
Hey, best case scenario, you hit us up and you say, hey, dude, I'm going to be running a few shows. Not book fucking 3 shows at a time. And,
yeah, that's fine.
You know what I mean?
You know, fuck us. Yeah.
We're going to be working around these fucking jabronis.
If you want to see Corey Briggs, you know you can hit that NQW, baby. Never quit wrestling, even though you guys probably should.
But I say screw all that stuff. Because we got our own building, brother. We got our wrestling reunion building exclusive.
It's called the Reunion Wrestling Hall.
The hall. They
we don't know how to pronounce the name of the hall.
It's too Portuguese.
It's very Portuguese. It's too Portuguese for these 2 Frenchmen to pronounce how to say it. Right. But it's the Portuguese American Hall, 369 Hope Street, July 5th. Reunion Wrestling, Stars and Strikes. Come see the most professional show that the franchise Brian Sire has ever been on. He told me that. He told me that it was the
believe
best
it.
run show,
I
most
believe it.
professional he's ever been on. Come check that out.
The fireworks are going to be sparking. There's going to be...
Don't tell people there's gonna be fireworks.
No.
They're
The
not
day
gonna.
before,
I already
on the
tried
4th
to.
of July.
I already tried to ask the guy if I could set a
Yeah.
table on fire. He told me no.
You're like, bro.
Kutradin, what are you doing?
The fourth-
Senegal, what is going on? I was like, no, I guess we won't.
Say, but 4th of July, it's right after the 4th of July, so when this fireworks die down, the action is still going, brother.
We
because we
might
got
be able to get a
reunion wrestling.
sparkler or two or something in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
But
One of
don't
them,
promise fireworks. People are gonna be
Confetti
crazy.
Confetti cannons, that's
I
illegal,
wouldn't
right?
even brought those up. I wouldn't even brought those up, so it would have been a surprise to the fans.
Yeah, edit that shit out.
No,
right
no,
there.
that's staying in there because you're
Nothing gets
jib-jabbing.
edited on the
No,
the
no,
Mack
we
Cast.
leave everything in.
We're live, pal.
Now I guess you can assume there's going to be some confetti cannons.
I keep
You
saying-
want to tell them what match it's going to happen in
I
too,
keep
or no?
saying, Trainee, edit that shit out, but you never do, brother.
Yeah, because I'm not going
You
to. I'm
never
not
do.
going to listen to you ever.
So anyway, Hope Street, number, Hope
Three,
Street.
369 Hope
We
Street.
got Reunion Wrestling Stars and Strikes. We're back, baby, and we're bringing hot wrestling
We're
action.
talking Mack Attack
Yes.
and Richie Rich taking on
Yes.
the Bitter Club. We're talking the main event of the evening. It's going to be a lumberjack match between Chaz Marinelli
Yes,
and
yes.
Zach Justice
Lumberjack, they're all coming out,
for the VFW Championship.
making sure.
Is
no
that? Are we
funny
going to
business
rename that
goes
to
down.
the Portuguese Hall Championship now, or
We might have to because the whole defending the VFW
right
championship
in VFW? So now it can only be defended in Portuguese halls all throughout New England.
Yeah. You have to have a Cherise sandwich ready to go.
Oh hell yeah,
They
dude!
make delicious Cherise sandwiches there.
In the
I don't know
hall.
if that's true. I don't know.
In the
I
don't
assume,
listen to him.
right?
There's for sure a bar,
Yeah.
and maybe we'll bring some Cherise sandwiches, and
Yeah.
if you ask nicely, we'll give you
I'm
one.
gonna eat it.
He's gonna eat it.
I'm gonna eat it all.
But we're talking about Dick Lane. We're talking about Two Buff. We're talking Vern Vicalo.
Yes.
We're talking Bloodstone, also known as Anthony Stone. My bad, I called him by his old name.
all the Mac favorites are coming down in their
Mac,
reunion.
goddamn Danger Boy Alfredo and Wolverine. They're
Oh,
gonna
my
be in
friend.
action.
They're reunion to wrestle, my friend.
They're reunioning to wrestle.
Indeed, Trainee number one. So make sure you mark that on your calendar.
VIP tickets. Get those VIP tickets so we can get fat paid.
It's open. The ticket lines are open, my
Ticket
friend.
sales are open. Check it out. There's going to be a QR code or something.
We
Scan the
gotta-
QR
we-
code.
no, we're
Scan
not-
the code.
We're not doing it like
ReunionWrestling.com.
any normal wrestling promotion. We got special deals for you. We got VIP packages, my friend. We're trying to be a little
And the
innovative.
VIP packages come with some cool shit. I'll
Cool
tell you
stuff
that.
Indeed. That's no Mandela Effect. It's real.
Yeah, that's a real thing. Maybe if some of the things don't come in on time, then it will be a Mandela Effect. And be like, what do you
we
mean
never heard
trading
that.
cards? There's no
Like,
trading
you must be living
cards.
in an alternate universe. I don't know what you're talking about, brother.
We're gonna cheers here.
To reunion wrestling.
Fuck
Stars and Strikes.
franchise Brian Sire.
No, that's
No, we're
not
not.
what it's
We're not
doing.
clanging. We're not
No,
clanging
we're
to that.
clanging to reunion wrestling.
Oh, to reunion
Stars
wrestling.
and Strikes.
Fall Rivers franchise reunion wrestling.
Oh, one take. Oh, I should have sipped that one.
That one got me too. I'm not even gonna lie
Should
to
have
you.
sipped that one, my friend.
Went up my nose a little bit there. I
was
didn't like it. I
strong
didn't like
and
it.
delicious. Just like reunion wrestling's gonna be.
Strong and delicious. Strong for the fans, delicious in the back for the wrestlers. We give them beef sticks and pizza, baby.
Free beef sticks for the wrestlers, my friend. That's July 5th, reunion wrestling, Stars and Strikes.
It's okay
On
to
Hope
ramble. I'm
Street.
okay with rambling. Dude.
Hey,
It's
mark your calendars, my friend. I know you're listening.
it's gonna be fun. Just
It
come to
is-
the
it
show.
is gonna be-
Should we show the video?
Hey, you want to show the video?
You want to show the video? The reunion wrestling Stars and Strikes video?
Hey, man, you're the editor. It's up to you.
I guess we're gonna sneak in a little bit a reunion wrestling quick little clip right here. That shit was dope, dude.
Yes, my
Very
friend,
punk rock.
indeed. We like to thank the web dude for hooking that up.
Web dude Josh DaCosta,
That's not
also
him.
known as HW.
I thought you made that.
He's not the web dude anymore.
No, I thought you made that video.
Oh man, I thought we would shout out old HW for that one.
HW, hazard waste over there.
Oh man,
So yeah, it's gonna be a good show, and we hope to see you there.
Yeah,
because I'll be there.
yeah, and I'm gonna be there too, and we're gonna wrestle,
Yeah, we're gonna wrestle.
and that
Me,
shit's
my
crazy. That's crazy. My back hurts.
No,
right now.
Not so crazy.
Right now, my back hurts
Yeah, I
so
believe it.
much.
You're probably throbbing in pain, my friend.
Just from sitting still for this podcast.
Not me, dude. I've been on the DDP yoga, my
Just
friend.
call it DDP yoga. I didn't understand why DDP had a problem with that either. That shit's stupid.
It's not yoga. It's not your mama's
yeah,
yoga.
it's not your mama's yoga. That's fine, but it's still fucking yoga. What is he talking about? I'm still doing this shit.
Yeah.
Just because I'm doing a diamond cutter while I'm doing the stretch doesn't.
That's what makes it worth it, dude. Because I don't want to do anything. If someone's gonna tell me to do some
right.
yoga,
That's what I'm saying. I paid the money for the video of
Yeah.
DDP to be like, hey man,
Yeah.
Hulk it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
With a little
Instead of some
Stevie
random
Richards.
jabroni,
Yeah,
some guy just being like, and then ultimate flex or whatever dumb shit. he
So
was
my
doing.
ultimate point is, I've been kicking it up on the exercise a little bit, make sure my bones don't hurt, making sure that I'm ready for wrestling
I
action.
think instead of like actually like me having a wrestle, I'm just gonna bring a knife.
it is.
I'm gonna bring it's an
no
hold bar
hold
match. I'm
barred,
gonna bring a
right?
knife and I'm gonna do like the you ever see like where the
You
two
gotta
monkeys
ship somebody?
like the two monkeys have the fight.
Oh, dude.
The monkey knife fight. That's gonna be me.
You and Sean Candido should like
Me and
tie
Sean
each other-
Candido are gonna
You can tie each other's wrists up. You can do the Michael Jackson knife fight right in the middle of the ring. The Beat It video.
You hear that, Candido?
That'd be sweet, dude. I'm in for that. I'm real. I'm being serious.
I know you are. I know you are. Otherwise, Mac, we've been doing this podcast every week. That's
Yeah,
pretty
dude,
sweet.
I'm having a great time.
I've been really enjoying it. I'm very glad we've been able to do it like this. Who knows what the hell we're going to talk about next week?
Bang,
he didn't even know what we were going to talk about this week when he showed up to my house.
It was a Mandela Effect, dude. I had
Yeah,
no
the Mandela.
idea.
I told him, but he didn't remember the proper way.
But just want to thank you, Macamaniacs, the
Mackanites,
the Turd Burglars, the one more. Come up with one more. Trevor.
The trainee trio.
The trainee trios out there.
It's 3 fans. I have 3 fans.
We would like to thank you guys for checking out the Mack Cast. Much Monster Mac love.
MMML.
Much Training #1 love.
MMTL.
I just want to say we love you guys. All my heart. And if you want to.
Not my whole heart, but I definitely have love for you guys.
Yeah.
There's definitely appreciation.
All
there.
my heart, Training #1.
His whole heart is out for you. He gives it out to you.
And if you guys want to Venmo me some money, that'd be nice.
We got PayPal. We got Venmo.
$5.
But probably just buy some tickets to the
Hey,
show. That's probably the
you
best
know
way
what's
to
a
support
Mandela
us.
Effect?
What's that?
I seen on the internets, on the interwebs,
Mm-hmm.
that there was a Mack Cast hoodie for sale, my friend. And we don't sell hoodies anymore.
Where did you see that? On eBay? Was it
You
eBay?
You showed me.
Oh, yeah, that's probably
a
somebody that
website.
bought our hoodie.
No.
Oh, no.
There was
yep,
a
yep,
website
yeah,
out
yeah,
there
yeah. No,
selling illegal Monster Mac merchandise.
That's how you know you made it, dude. I
Yeah.
mean, we've sold enough merchandise on the internet that people are ripping us off and selling our shit. Like
wish-
bootleg versions of our shit, which I think is great.
I wish I knew the
But
link.
buy that.
So you
I
could
want
buy
to
a
buy.
Mack Cast hoodie.
I want to buy a Mack Cast hoodie because I think I lost mine. You were wearing yours the other day,
right?
And I'm pretty sure I lost mine, so I might have to buy one of the bootlegs.
I wish I knew that link so they could buy a bootleg Mack Cast hoodie, but I don't. I don't know it because it wasn't real. It was a Mandela Effect.
I've been Mandela'd right out of this fucking episode, bro. This is crazy.
Absolutely, Training One. Hey, thanks again, guys, for checking it out.
Appreciate you guys watching.
I'm Monster Mac.
I'm Training #1. We got Trevor in the house.
T-Dog. Appreciate it, guys.
We'll see what we're talking about next week. Who fucking knows?
We'll catch you next week.
Later, gang shit, fam. Yeah, do it like a hand thing. Do it like a hand thing. Yeah. You too, Trevor. Do a hand thing. I don't know what the fuck. What is that?
That counts. All right.
What was that? What? Trevor's throwing up the Crips and the Bloods out here. He's throwing up real gang shit.